I'm here with Bryan Mitchell, who is one of our speakers at our Wills and Estates conference on the 13th and 14th of February 2025. Bryan's going to be talking on equitable estoppel, which is something that's very, very interesting in the context of deceased estate disputes. And Bryan, I'd like to ask you a question that I think goes to the nub of your presentation. We all know that parents make promises to their children, but they don't always keep them. Now, if they don't keep them, what are the chances that you can actually enforce those promises after the parent in question has died?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. It's interesting, isn't it? Like as parents, I'll look after you, I'll do this, I'll do that, and or other parents just cut their kids loose and off they go from 18-year-olds moving into the future. But I guess a lot of promises that come from parents give you examples like, Johnny, if you work on this farm for the next, this all this will be yours, or Johnny, if you're I know you want to go study in America and do a PhD, but what if you just studied at the local uni, say in Newcastle, and did your studies there and continue to work on the farm and support us? All this could be yours. So if these and Johnny acts in reliance of these promises, and he could have lived a different life, but he acts in reliance of this. There does reach a point where people need to be really careful because words aren't just confetti that we throw around. They can have real legal and tangible outcomes. And parents can be bound by these promises, either whilst they're alive, if it looks like they're not going to keep them, or what we're talking about, Rob, post-mortem, they've died, and we're going, oh, you didn't keep it. Your will didn't give it to me, for crying out loud. Why is that? And so you can bring a claim to try and enforce that promise. You're not always successful. There are a lot of things you need to prove, but I think the warning for the purpose of our discussion, Rob, is to parents, hang, you or your estate can be bound by the words you're using. Be careful what you say, what you promise.
Bryan, thank you very much. We're going to be hearing more about that when you talk at our conference in February. And for those of you who do want to know more, you'll have an opportunity to hear Bryan at the Wills and Estates conference on the 13th and 14th of February 2025 in Melbourne. If you'd like to register, go to our website, tved.net.au, find the conference, and you can register online. And in the meantime, Bryan, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Rob.